Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Moonflower Tarot, a safe space where you're welcome to leave any judgments at the door, including any self-judgments. So this is a safe space where you can feel comfortable and safe and free. So we have the lunar nodes shifting into Taurus and Scorpio tonight officially. So the lunar nodes, the axis is represented by a dragon. So the north node being the dragon's head and the south node being the tail of the dragon. So with the north node going into Taurus and the south node going into Scorpio, this is going to be a time for roughly the next year and a half, and it's going to resonate differently for different people. It's going to be a time when you're able to let go of what no longer serves you, to identify things that you are now welcome to let go of, so that you can hone in on your own independent dreams, desires, goals, and to really build a strong foundation for yourself. Stepping into a very Taurian energy. So before we start, I would like to suggest that in order for you to be recommended more videos like this one, please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and share if this video resonates with you. Also, a very quick disclaimer that all my videos and tarot readings are ultimately for entertainment purposes only, so my advice is for you to take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. I see tarot and astrology as just tools ultimately to connect with yourself better. So yeah, let's do this. Let's get straight into your reading. So this is going to be a general forecast, and like I said, different pieces of this reading are going to resonate with some of you, and other pieces of this reading aren't going to resonate with others of you, because it is such a general reading. But I hope you can find some insight from this. And like I said, this is a prediction using tarot and oracle for roughly the next year and a half, while the lunar nodes are in the axis of Taurus and Scorpio. And that's, like I said, is going to mean different things for different people. Okay, so let's get straight into this. I'm going to be covering love, career, and beyond, just a lot of different things. So let's get a major theme for you before we get into your tarot. So some major themes. What do we got for you guys? Let's see. Okay, so we have expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Yeah, I see you guys letting go of any kind of rigidity, any kind of just anything that makes you feel blocked or boxed in. I don't know why I'm getting this heavy imagery of a star that is, or like an asteroid or something celestial, like a celestial body that's confined in this box and it's not meant to be in there, and it just really needs to let go of this environment. I'm getting this. Okay, and then we have grief. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. So yeah, I see a lot of you guys are going to be connecting with your true emotions, connecting with your subconscious in a way that it allows for a breakthrough, for you to really let go of what you need to let go of. I don't know who said this recently, I don't remember, but it's a quote that says, if you allow yourself to let go of your past will let go of you. That's going to resonate with a lot of you guys moving forward with this nodal axis shift. Just allowing yourself to finally come to terms with what is no longer serving me when it comes to my mindset. Maybe something that you're thinking about constantly, holding on to something from the past. You're really going to be able to let that go and really move past the grief. Okay, any kind of grief that you've been holding on to inside. And then we have energetic clearing. Wow, that's really appropriate for this whole theme. During crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. I believe this is the goddess Kali in Hindu mythology. Some of you guys might be connected to Kali. She is a very important figure in Hinduism, I believe. So you might want to look her up. I'm not too familiar, okay, so I don't want to like butcher anything, but I recommend looking her up. But I do know that she sometimes is associated with, I believe, bringing destruction, but not necessarily in a negative way, because it clears out things, like I said, that no longer serve us and allows us to step into our new path, a better path, and also renewal, okay? Renewal is a really big theme. We also have at the bottom of the deck, we have trust, yes. Allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. Yes, there's a strong theme of allowing yourself to finally trust yourself to, trust yourself to finally let go. I'm getting this image of almost like a dream-like state where it's like this figure like holding a pair of scissors, and there's a string that they know they're supposed to cut, but they can't get themselves to cut it because it's scary. But finally I see them getting the courage and finally being brave enough to cut the string so that they're able to let go of any kind of grief, any kind of pain, any kind of limitations, anything that needs to come to an end. Finally cutting the cord is what I'm getting. At the bottom of the deck, again, we have worth. I love this. So this is really significant, this imagery, because 2022 is the year of the tiger. I think it's the fire tiger. Yes, I believe, but it's the year of the tiger. And so we have this card with the tiger imagery. It's just beautiful. It also reminds me of like a fruit, okay? Fruitfulness. We have worth. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. So yeah, there's a really big emphasis on stepping into your self-worth in a way that maybe you've never done before. This is a major shift in the lunar nodes. I believe this is going to be life-changing, okay, for a lot of people in the next year and a half. It's also a time of abundance, of fruitfulness, and it's going to be gorgeous. Okay, so let's get some more messages for you guys, okay, expanding on what we just covered. Okay, we have the Tower, yes. So the Tower is a card that is associated often with Pluto as well as Uranus. So we have the sort of thunderbolt or lightning bolt energy of the Tower, of letting go, like I said, of what no longer serves you. And if you don't let it go, it's like the universe allows you an opportunity to let it go. And sometimes it could be unexpected, but it always leads to better things. It leads to the star, which is renewal, healing, a new path to forge your dreams moving forward. The Tower also is represented by Pluto, which is a very deep, contemplative energy, okay, of finally getting to that higher octave of healing yourself, cleansing yourself, renewal, deep understanding of the self and the way that the self relates to the world around it. This is definitely what I'm getting here. So let's see what else we have. Okay, we have the Nine of Inspiration. Okay, so I see a major breakthrough. Like some of you guys are on the cusp of a major breakthrough. This is like, maybe you already know what you need to let go of in your life. This could be in any form of a partnership, not necessarily romantic. This could be like a job, but I'm more so getting like a mindset or a cycle, okay? Finally letting go of like an attachment to a cycle or a dynamic. This could be even the type of relationships that you tend to find yourself in, maybe letting go of that dynamic as well. Finally letting go to the point where you're on the precipice of a breakthrough. Maybe some of you guys feel like you're getting epiphanies, you're getting psychic downloads, energetic downloads at a really rapid rate right now. Like it's like this compass has appeared inside of you, and it's like it's going crazy. It's like maybe spinning, and you feel like you know where it's leading you to, but you're just like right on the cusp of the compass pointing where you know you need to go, is definitely what I'm getting. We have Six of Materials. Yeah, so this is about abundance. This card is about having more than what you need, not just living paycheck to paycheck, not just grasping at straws, taking whatever job, even though it's not inspiring for you. This is about finding those stepping stones that will lead you to what you really desire, what you really want in life, and also in a way that it gives you abundance. It gives you more than you need. It grants you the path or a key to a path or a gate that you open that allows you to thrive. Okay, it's just really gorgeous energy. Traditionally in the Rider-Waite with the Six of Materials, it's the Six of Pentacles, or the Six of Coins. You see someone like a philanthropist, or someone who has more than enough to give, and they're handing out their coins to others. It's like that higher octave of wealth is being able to be a philanthropist, to give to those in need, to contribute to those who need the abundance more than you do because your cup is overflowing. This is an energy that I think we're all going to be embracing more, especially with Taurus going into the North Node going into Taurus, which is a very Venusian sign. It is ruled by Venus. Taurus represents the Six of Materials. It is about, yes, having more than you need, abundance. It's about prosperity. It's about like a Venusian energy of, and Venus is about love, right? So it's not just about yourself. It's not just about the individual. It's more about a collective energy. Venus, yes, it is the energy that allows in space for people to really share love, share like a collective feeling of taking care of each other, and in doing so, it allows for the growth, the progress of possibly humanity, or maybe our species even as a whole. And so it serves all of us in the long run, it serves all of us. And the division that we're seeing right now, I see that possibly having like a rubber band effect, like maybe like getting really I would say maybe dire, and then kind of like snapping back to maybe allowing us the space, the energy to realize what's really important, sharing our common bond as humans, okay, because we are all human in the end, despite our differences. We all are part of the same species. Like you could, pretend that we're all different, and we all have like extreme differences, and really fuel the division, whoever that's serving, who knows really, but that is ultimately a facade. Even in the animal kingdom, you have certain species that take care of each other because they're the same species. They take care of each other. You don't really have a lot of that sort of like destruction, the fighting, because, in the end, I mean, there's no real winner, I think, when it comes to divisiveness, okay? Unity is the truth strength of a species, a group, okay? Even just a group of people, like a team. You need unity to get a team to grow, to progress, not division. Because if you have a divided team, suddenly it's like everyone in the long run, everyone's out for themselves, and it just ends up, ending up being about like personal agendas, nothing really comes to fruition as effectively as when a team is unified and works together and uses, individual strengths and weaknesses to fuel themselves forward as a collective, okay, is what I'm getting here. And this is really beautiful energy. Bottom of the deck, speaking of which, we have the Six of Inspiration. So this is about victory. We also have the star here, so there's something to do with stars. Like maybe a lot of you guys have a lot of you guys might feel yourself or feel yourself having being in the energy of healing more than you've ever felt in the past, of letting go of old scars, finally ripping the band-aid off or the bandage off, and finally realizing, oh, like, I don't necessarily need this bandage anymore. And like I said, this can come in the form of dynamics that no longer serve you, cycles that no longer serve you, your relationship with, let's say, even your health, your finances, your love life, your, even spirituality. If there are certain mindsets that that are just not serving you anymore, this is going to be a time where you really step into your power and you're able to shed these things and you're able to finally go your own path in a way that, even if it's just like you finding yourself in, let's say, negative relationship patterns, you finally letting go of that dynamic and, going your own way, realizing that, oh, you know what, like, I don't need this in my life anymore. I don't need this dynamic in my life anymore. I can go live my life without it because it's just not something that is required from me any longer, and also it's not serving me any longer is what I'm hearing. I don't know why I'm also getting the energy of the Beatles. They were this really hot band, I believe, like in the 1960s from the UK. They were able to thrive as a team as well, so there's just like this expansiveness within team dynamic. But then, at one point, John Lennon, he decided to go his own way, and that in itself was sort of this a part of this theme of going your own way, but still being loyal to music, to the shared love of music that the Beatles had together. And also, in the end, the legacy of the Beatles, I mean, it remains intact. I mean, you can't think of the Beatles without thinking of John Lennon. You can't think of John Lennon without thinking of the Beatles. So, whether they decided, okay, we're going to, be divided, whatever the case is, in the end, after they're long gone, they're still going to be associated with each other in history, and that's just the way it's going to be. And they likely had very good times together. They wouldn't have been okay without each other. They wouldn't have been in existence without one another. Without the Beatles, John Lennon likely wouldn't have gotten to where he is, and without John Lennon, the Beatles likely wouldn't have reached the fame that they did. I mean, they're all components of each other, or of a bigger destiny, okay? And they are interwoven with each other, whether they like it or not. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. Okay, so let's move on to something that I think a lot of my viewers are curious about, is career, okay? Career related topics here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so career advice, okay, moving forward for the next year and a half, give or take. Okay, we have diversify, we have content marketing. Build the know, like, trust factor with your audience. Be ubiquitous in your niche by sharing your content on diverse platforms. Okay, so something that you guys might benefit from is, branching out. If some of you guys are entrepreneurial, or you have, even if it's like trying to market yourself, okay, in this job market, which I know it's tough lately for sure, try diversifying yourself. Like, even if it's just putting your resume out on different platforms, okay, other than just the traditional, like searching for jobs and then putting your resume in, like a company's database, etc. Look for websites where you can branch out, where you can market yourself better. This could even relate to maybe marketing yourself, in different ways. Okay, maybe attending like online networking events given the times. This could even be joining different groups, okay, where you know that people that you are looking to network with frequent these places. It could even be changing up your image, okay. I know that, okay, so my channel isn't based on superficiality and, outer looks and things like that. But we do have to acknowledge that the world is a superficial one. It is a material one. And so, yeah, I mean, but changing up your image, it doesn't necessarily have to be changing up your looks. It could be changing up the image of maybe if you have a website, if you have like your resume, like maybe changing up the content of your resume, or even your portfolio, like online portfolio or online website, online whatever you have, like online brand. Maybe changing up the content to market it better, okay, in a more like a whole way where it points to one unified vision. Because I see, actually, I heard about this recently, that one problem with self-marketing, like marketing yourself, to whether it's to a new job or to anything, maybe marketing your brand. A lot of the time, sometimes the message can be quite what is it, like not unified, like it's quite divided. It's very like fragmented is what I'm trying to say. So one thing might be that you might want to keep in mind is like, how are you marketing yourself to the world? How are you marketing yourself to employers, to maybe even people that you want to attract in for love? How are you marketing your brand, not just of your product, those of you who are entrepreneurial, but how are you marketing yourself? Yeah, it's something that you want to consider. Like, what am I really what am I really putting out there when it comes to like a unified vision of what I want to represent about myself or present to the world about myself? Is something that maybe you want to keep in mind. And it says blogs, photos, and videos, so these are all tools that you can use to do those things. So next we had a bunch of cards pop out. So we have contribute. Build your authority by creating content for your own website and by guest posting on popular blogs in your niche. Yeah, so this ties into the, maybe creating a vlog, creating, a YouTube channel, creating some kind of content that branches out, that maybe even branches out or opens itself to certain groups of people, that you see as your target audience, okay? Diversifying is big here. So that's tying into that for sure. And then we have invest, okay? Growing wealth. So we've got invest in yourself to learn the skills you need to create a thriving business that grows wealth for you. So we all know that, there's a bunch of advertisements out there, content out there, advertising cryptocurrencies, NFTs, etc., etc. But I actually don't recommend going too heavy in that route. I mean, until you do your research, until you know that it's not too risky to invest in those things, because yeah, it is kind of hit or miss. So I recommend maybe thinking about where you need to invest more into yourself. This could even be investing more in your image, okay? Investing more in, let's say, if you have a website, maybe even learning the skills to improve your content, things like that. Investing, maybe even spending less, okay, on something that that, oh my gosh, like I need to stop spending on this. Really putting your foot down, and maybe even if you have an app, let's say, for spending, maybe deleting the app. Maybe even having like a friend or family member like hold you accountable, like sort of to discourage you from spending on whatever it is that okay, like I really don't need this. And then instead, that money that you would have spent on those things that you don't need, maybe putting it in to or adding it to your savings, okay? Like an emergency fund of some kind. Obviously I'm not a financial analyst. I am not licensed in that area. I don't have any kind of specialization in finances, things like that. But I do recommend taking this advice. It's going to be different for everyone, obviously. And I think this is just common sense, but sometimes it helps to kind of emphasize. And next we have set goals. Yeah, this is big. So we have let your dream be bigger than your fears. Get a beautiful planner that inspires you and write down your dreams and goals. Then promise yourself that you will make them come true. Yes, this is big. Manifestation, scripting as well. Scripting can be really big, very powerful tool. Those of you guys who aren't familiar with scripting, it's basically pulling out your favorite journal or maybe even a piece of paper, whatever works, and writing down, okay, what do I really want to manifest? Let's say like 5 things within the next year, with the next 5 years, whatever time frame feels comfortable for you. And then writing down what it feels to already have those things. So like, let's say like 3 things that you write down. Let's say among one of those things is I want to have my own house or property by within the next 5 years. Well, write down, okay, really think about, close your eyes, take a deep breath, think about what it feels like for you to already have that thing, like to own your own home. Like, what does the home look like? What does it feel like to wake up in that home? What fills your rooms? Like, what does your bedroom look like? What does your home look like from the outside? What does it feel like to invite people to your home? You want to write all of those things down. Maybe even connect with your senses within this manifestation energy. Like when you're in this dream home of yours, what does it smell like? Does it smell like cookies, baking in the oven, etc., etc.? You really want to get detailed. Script those things, write those things down, and you would be shocked how powerful this is. This is a really powerful tool. I recommend trying it out. But yeah, setting goals is a major theme here. So let me pull some more cards for career and finances. Once again, this is for entertainment purposes. I'm not, I don't specialize in financial, analysis by any means. But, just take it with a grain of salt. If it resonates, maybe you can gain some insight from it. If it doesn't, then you can, feel free to leave it behind as well. Okay, so for finances, career finances, we got 9 of emotions, 9 of cups. So this is about you finally stepping into your dreams, okay? 9 of cups is about a dreamy energy, okay? Finally allowing yourself to pursue things that, maybe even things from your childhood or when you were younger that you always wanted to fulfill, but maybe returning to those things, allowing yourself to return to those things, realizing, okay, what do I have to do to revisit this dream that now I really want to invest in? Maybe making a list of things that you should do, things that you need to let go of and clear out, making space, okay, for you to be on this new path towards your goals, towards your dreams. Maybe even writing down pros and cons, like, okay, what are the advantages of me going down this new path and pursuing my dreams? And then, let's be realistic here. What are the cons? Like, so what are the things that might be a bit of a risk by going down this path, pursuing a new dream, etc., etc. Journaling is it's a powerful tool, and you can always go back and revisit what you wrote, which is something that I do highly recommend doing, especially before bed and when you wake up in the morning. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Voices. This is the Ace of Swords. So yeah, this is about finally realizing a calling. Okay, whether it could be anything. This could be, this is obviously a career / finance reading. So yeah, following your dreams. Are you good at something that others aren't good at? Has anyone around you told you, okay, why don't, you would be really good at doing this, why don't you try it out? Or maybe even a creative side hustle or creative side project that you've always wanted to delve into, finally allowing yourself to do that. With the current energy, the trend going on right now, I guess even in the world, and not just, locally, those of you guys who live in the US, is the great resignation. Is a lot of people, especially who work in the service industry, restaurants, things like that, they are resigning. They are pursuing, okay, their true goals, what they really want to be, not just, I think they're focusing on, what do I want to be doing, not just for a paycheck? What do I want to be doing that's really going to fulfill me? What is my calling? What is my true calling? Like, what do I want to leave behind when I leave this earth? And, sometimes it is, yes, waiting tables, or, being a nanny, etc., etc. But for, a lot of people, lately, there's this theme of, realizing, okay, that's not the legacy I want to leave behind. That's not all that I'm worth, okay, all that I have to offer, to contribute to the world. And so they're going out, setting out to gain new skills, maybe even on the side while they, do work for their paychecks. And, really investing in themselves, in their skills, in their futures. And this is what I see coming for a lot of people, okay, moving forward, especially with the North Node going into Taurus. This is about, yes, doing exactly those things, gaining the skills, okay, slowly but steadily. Taurus is a slow moving energy, but wow, it's a very sturdy one. So even if it takes a really long time, or even longer than you expect, it's a very steady energy. But let me tell you, the slower and steadier something builds, the more sturdy it is, the harder it is to knock it down. And that's the energy that I see a lot of people heading towards collectively, with the quote unquote great resignation, and also, investing more in themselves in terms of, those of you guys who can even afford investing, like learning more about investing, building your own, or, building on top of your already existing portfolio. And, maybe even learning to be more independent with your investments. Like, for example, those of you who maybe relied on, like, someone, like a third party, like a middleman, maybe you're deciding to rely on that less, okay, with the South Node in Scorpio, and cutting some of that out, and maybe learning more about finances yourself. Like, nowadays we have a lot of people, doing self-study on, cryptocurrency investing, and, even in stocks. They're investing more, or not investing, investing time and energy into learning more about, financial analysis, like what's best for them, more independently, like self-study, relying a little bit less on the middleman, on someone else, okay, to tell you what to do, and, more so taking the helm of your own ship, okay, is what I'm getting for a lot of people. A lot of people are, yes, becoming more independent, or, some people are even relying on apps. So yes, that is a third party, but also it's a more direct way to invest. I mean, obviously that might be getting rid of some jobs of financial analysts, who might have managed all of those things in the past, traditionally. But that's the future. I mean, I guess that's the sort of depressing part of the future. But if you want to be realistic about it, yes, AI is another thing that is definitely coming more into fruition, especially with the concepts of having like a cyber presence, okay, and also, yes, being more independent, cutting out the middleman is what I'm getting a lot, as well as, yes, AI, maybe relying on apps a bit more. That ties into automating certain things in your life so that it moves faster, it's more efficient. Because yes, some people do like to rely on a middleman, like an actual person, to talk finances, for example, or, whatever it is. But, the app tends to sort of cut out that need, or some of that, allows you to delegate more, allows you more time and energy to, yes, like I said, I mean, automation. It's about finding a solution to make things easier and faster and more efficient for yourself. So I see a lot of that happening for a lot of people. Okay, next we have the Fool. This is beautiful. So we have, I believe this is Aries energy. This could also be Uranus energy as well, I believe. So this is about, yeah, stepping into a new path. Look at this person. She's independent, okay? She's also barefoot. This is very like Taurian energy. Earthing comes to mind. Like some people, they swear by it. Taking off their shoes and just taking a moment to walk in the grass. Okay, obviously, you want to be careful of like glass and like debris, but somewhere where it's like safe to take off your shoes, kick off your shoes and just like feel the grass, the dirt, the soil like under your feet. And some people say, I don't know if it's scientifically proven quite yet, but some people do say that the soles of your feet tend to soak up nutrients from the earth and like earthy energies that can be very healing and nourishing and therapeutic. Okay, so that's something you guys might want to try out because that for some reason popped up in my mind. But yeah, we see this person walking barefoot into a new path, into a new calling, into the unknown. But after doing a certain amount of research, but there is also that element of risk of, okay, if I pursue this new thing, if I go more independently, if I truly invest in my dreams, there's always going to be a risk. But maybe even choosing to take the risk. But obviously, we want 50-50, maybe even, or maybe even, if you want to be more conservative, like 60-40, so like 60% research and analysis and rationality with the 40% risk, or maybe even 80-20. Those of you guys are even more conservative with taking risks, 80% research and analysis and projections, and then 20% of risk taking as well. I mean, that could work for others of you guys. But I'm saying here, yes, allowing yourself to take the risk, maybe even building towards a foundation where even if you take the risk and it doesn't work out, that you have something to bounce back to. This is another way to look at it for sure. Okay, so, and then bottom of the deck, we have the Muse of Voices. So this is I believe this is the Ace of Swords. Oh, excuse me. No, I think this is the Queen of Swords, actually. It's either, oh my gosh, I don't remember for the life of me. But, okay, with the Muse Tarot, I believe this is the Queen. I think it's the Queen or King. It's either the Queen or King of, Swords. However, yes, this is about, like I said, I don't know why I'm hearing like dancing in the moonlight, dancing under the stars, finally feeling free to break free of this dependency on like a third party or some kind of like bigger entity. Okay, I'm also hearing like sticking it to the man. I'm hearing developing enough skills so that you could do your own thing. Like, for example, I've heard of this a lot where people lately are feeling like, why am I spending so much time and energy, even sacrificing parts of my health to make money for this big company or whatever it is, like this big other entity outside of myself, when I could be investing in myself, when I could be doing the same thing and making money for myself and growing my own foundation, is what I'm getting, where I call the shots and where I can steer the ship where I know it needs to go without this bureaucracy above me, where you need permission, there's a waiting process. But if you're confident enough to know that, no, I'm going to go my own way, and I'm basically the one calling all the shots for this other entity and making money for them and creating a foundation, building a foundation for them, maybe think of, okay, what's going to build a foundation for myself? And, what I hold important in my life is something, and also freedom, okay, it's coming through, is really strong with this nodal access. Okay, so next we want to get into love. Okay, our favorite topic, drum roll. Okay, let's get into love. So what's coming for you guys? Oh, wow. There's something to do with love that's coming in really strong because we already had 2 cards pop out and it was, they wanted to be heard, I'm seeing. Okay, so we've got poor health, round and round. So I see some of you guys maybe, recognizing a need to focus on your health more. Like I said, if those of you guys who've been working so hard, it's like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel with round and round here. I think there needs to be a focus on yourself. Like, even if those of you who guys have been dating and you feel like I haven't found anything satisfying, maybe do a detox. Maybe take a break to focus on you. Okay, like, you know, this could even be simple as like soaking in a hot bath, you know, and taking a day to just focus on you. Or this could even, you know, be in the form of maybe even taking a break from dating, okay? Just a bit of a break to focus on, okay, what do I really need to improve in my life without having like another person or another energy involved, okay? This could even be with poor health. I'm getting maybe focusing on your health, focusing on skincare, digestion, you know, basic things, basic necessities like that. Like, what have you been neglecting with your health? What can you improve? You know, are you, the things that you're putting into your body, the foods that you're consuming, are they ultimately healthy for you in the long run, or is this taking years off of your life? I know that's kind of drastic, but you would be shocked at you know, the things like in processed food and the food industry that are just extremely unhealthy and can ultimately cut your life, what is it, like your lifespan short, and people don't even realize, but they're just kind of on autopilot, like eating, consuming things that are slowly killing them, okay, over the long run, without really being conscious of what they're eating, you know what I mean? And so this might be a time to I don't know why this came out in the love section of the reading, but yeah, there's something tied with maybe putting your health. I'm not saying put your health over love, but maybe prioritizing or taking some time to prioritize your health over dating. That's definitely coming through. And then we had two more cards pop out. Okay, so we have finances and owl. Okay, so we've got deep shadow work, witchcraft magic, inner wisdom, spiritual evolution, learning hard lessons. So yeah, there's something about coming to terms with your shadow, okay, and letting that go. But this is going to be a major theme for Taurus North Node in general, is and Scorpio South Node especially, is letting go of what no longer serves you when it comes to your past. So what past pain do you need to heal and love? What patterns you need to heal? Are there any like ancestral or familial patterns when it comes to the relationships that you choose, that you decide to invest in, that is heavily impacted by maybe the way that you grew up, maybe the conditioning? I don't know why I'm hearing breaking free of conditioning, breaking free of your conditioning when it comes to love, family. What do you really see as exemplifying love, healthy love, true love in its unconditional form? You know, a lot of us, myself included, and everyone in this world, we're not perfect, okay? We're not, no one's like a psychological clean slate, okay? You know, that's why we have psychologists, and that's why we, you know, have people researching psychology, because, you know, the human psyche is very complex. We're all different, okay? Like snowflakes, psychologically, none of us are perfect. But I am getting that, you know, a lot of us can benefit from pinpointing, okay, like what are the patterns that I associate with love, with healthy love? Are they actually healthy, or is it just conditioning, okay? And maybe breaking free of what even feels comfortable for you in love dynamics, in relationships. You know, realizing, okay, like I have a pattern of, you know, investing in certain relationships because they feel good at the time, because they feel right. But was it really right in hindsight? Like, was it really healthy? Was it really contributing to my well-being, even mutual well-being? Because sometimes dynamics can be mutually toxic, not just, you know, one way or the other. They often, you know, it takes two to tango, right? Even in codependent relationships, we have a codependent, and then we have an enabler. You know, things like that. So I'm getting here that, yeah, recognizing, okay, like what are these patterns that, you know, may not have been serving me, and, you know, finally getting the courage to cut them out, even though, oh my gosh, yes, it's going to be very uncomfortable, actually. Like, you know, maybe even allowing in a dating dynamic that feels strange, like, oh, I'm not used to this, because, you know, it's so unconditional and so nurturing and supportive, and this person, you know, is checking up on me all the time to see if I'm okay. And maybe you, you know, not just you, but, you know, people in general, you know, who didn't grow up in, you know, environments that were super nurturing and, protective and, connected really emotionally, this will feel strange to them. It's going to feel very weird, and it's not going to feel comfortable. You might even feel the urge to run, to put space where there doesn't necessarily needs to be any. I mean, obviously space is healthy, but in situations where it's a healthy dynamic and it makes you want to run, that might be your conditioning. This is just something that maybe you want to consider. Okay, and then we have finances. So we have financial issues are a factor, trying to generate more income, good, bad financial changes, and clearing debts. So there's something to do with maybe in your partnerships. This could even be, well, this is, part of the love reading, but this could be in any facet of your life, area of your life. But I'm getting that, especially in love dynamics, there might need to be an energy, or not an energy, but there might need to be more of a focus on, what are you both contributing financially to a relationship dynamic. Those of you guys who might even be partnered already, or maybe even before you enter a partnership with someone, like a relationship. Are you guys equally yoked when it comes to your finances? And this is, things like, how you see debt, how you see investing, how, what are your goals financially in the next 5 years? I know this is boring and it's not necessarily romantic, but it's definitely important to really consider these things because, I think I heard from a divorce lawyer once that the top 2 reasons for divorce, is actually finances and intimacy. Okay, like physical intimacy is also huge. So with finances, yes, you definitely want to think about it. Yeah, I mean, like, do we share common goals when it comes to saving, investing, debt? Okay, like not everybody's going to have the same views on that, as well as, like, what are your goals? Like, do you want to own your own home? Do you want to own maybe even multiple homes? I know that's hard to come by in these times financially, but these are things to definitely look at. Like, if you have children, like, do you want to, like, how much do you want to invest in them as well? Because that's going to vary for different people. Also, another big thing in love when it comes to finances is, are you looking to be a dual income household? Like, what kind of income are you looking to grow in the future? Potentially, like, when it comes to income bracket, as well as, or do you want to be like a stay-at-home, person who raises the kids, while the other person is the breadwinner? I mean, we all see different things in our futures that we want, and there's no use, I think, like putting it off, because eventually it will come to a head and you will need to discuss these matters. And with the Taurus going, or with North Node going into Taurus, so Taurus North Node, this actually makes a lot of sense, because while Taurus is ruled by Venus, Taurus is also often very much associated with finances, with practicality, with yes, with abundance, but also with the work required, the steadiness required, and the diligence required to build, that Taurian foundation, to save, to plant the right seeds so that you're getting the right fruits and trees, and just paving a path that allows you to grow those things correctly, or the way that you desire, that you truly desire. Because, ooh, okay, so we also got the wheel, we have boundaries, and then we have birth. So we have boundaries, the wheel, and birth. So with this, I'm definitely seeing, yes, a need for boundaries, cutting away dynamics that you have finally recognized as harmful, that may even be a part of your conditioning. We have your boundaries are being tested, not surrendering, standing your ground, staying true to yourself. So setting the right boundaries in love, especially when it comes to finances, I'm getting, and certain dynamics that you want to step away from. Like I said, it's not going to be easy, especially if you've basically been programmed or conditioned. It's almost like brainwashing, like anything outside of that is going to feel really strange, even if it's healthy. That you want to break away from what feels comfortable, which may not necessarily be healthy, is really important here. As well as, okay, so we have the wheel, we have fate, destiny, we have a turning point, we have things working in your favor, big changes are coming. So yeah, once you, I think, focus on what you really need to, building that foundation steadily, building that system for yourself, whatever it is, in love, okay, building the right dynamic, the right foundation, slowly but surely, things are going to change drastically. And I see major life changes ahead for a lot of you guys. And then we have birth. So a lot of you guys might be conceiving this year, okay? It's quite straightforward, or even a birth of a new idea, a new dynamic, some of you guys might be starting your own business as well. We have new opportunities, starting over, reinventing yourself, birth of a child, idea, or project. Beautiful. Yeah. Taurus is often associated with the Empress card in the tarot, and the Empress is always pictured as pregnant. So this is something, yes, that is definitely coming through for a lot of you guys. A new project, growth of a new business, or actual conception. Maybe even some of you guys who have even been struggling with fertility, this might be changing for you guys. But like I said, things like health, things like letting go of stresses, toxic conditioning, and also finally hashing out anything that's been bothering you financially is what I'm getting, and setting the right dynamic and system in place so that you don't have to worry about it as much anymore is really going to help cut away that stress, okay? And this is going to be major. And I know that things have been financially lagging for a lot of people out there. But I think that there is a difference that people can make, okay? Like, you can either take the hardships and then, sort of just lament about it. And obviously, if you're depressed or, you need help, obviously seek counseling and therapy. Because that's not something that one can control. But there's also another route you can take besides just soaking it in. You can take proactive measures, okay? And you would be shocked how little by little any kind of minute change, even if it seems small, every day adds up. Even, practically speaking, like if you save, let's say, like $5 and like put it in like a piggy bank or like a jar, like a cookie jar, every single day, $5, it's like, oh, that's, not that much, it's a $5. But after a month, you would be shocked, like even after a month you have like over $100 in there. And so this is what I'm saying, like this could be like small changes in your health regimen, how you see love, maybe even every day, connecting with yourself, journaling about what you really want to manifest in love, as well as what's stressing you out, what you need to let go of. And, on a more practical level with that Taurus North Node, finances, like figuring out, okay, what do I really want in a partnership when it comes to finances? Like, how much should we be contributing mutually? And what do I really expect when it comes to a financial dynamic in love, which isn't the most romantic thing, but it is very practical. And you would be shocked how much of a difference it actually makes when it comes to being mutually yoked in a way that really lasts and, that stands the test of time, okay? Because Taurian energy, as well as Capricornian energy as well, but especially with Taurian energy, it's about growth, okay? It's about a thriving garden that grows, a foundation that grows, abundance, prosperity that keeps growing, okay? Doesn't stop growing. And it's difficult to knock down because it's so sturdy, it's so strong, and it's been built up over time through diligence, okay? It's not gonna be like all of a sudden like, oh, here's a bunch of money. It's like growing it, like planting seeds, and that contributes to more growth, slowly but surely. Okay, we have the Eight of Emotions, we have Eight of Cups. Some of you guys are going to be, like I said, leaving old mindsets and dynamics behind when it comes to love. Maybe even just straight up leaving a relationship that's just no longer serving you, or like maybe you're going to be moving away from dating the same type of person. You're definitely going to be leaving that with the Eight of Cups. And then we've got Strength. So this is about conquering your demons. It's about conquering your conditioning, okay, that you know is not healthy. Like, for example, if some of you guys come from a background that was maybe emotionally sort of disconnected, or you know, you felt neglected, okay, and that is what you associate with love, this year I really see a chance for you to break out of that mindset and to finally let it go, cutting the string and adopting a new mindset. But like I said, it's not going to be easy, almost like healing a wound, or you know, planting a seed that is going to take time, you know, time to grow, time to heal. But you know, the intention, if the intention is there, slowly but surely, steadily and diligently, it will happen. Okay, and then we have the Three of Inspiration, Three of Wands. Yeah, this is jumping into something new, jumping into a new sort of lifestyle in the realm of love. So maybe, you know, trying out like a new kind of relationship, maybe even meeting someone that you wouldn't normally consider, okay, but just based on maybe practical things like Taurian concepts, like you know, being equally yoked financially, having the same common goals in the long run, as well as, you know, just having like a mutually unconditional and nurturing dynamic. Like if you feel like this person isn't necessarily what I'm looking for physically, like for example, if you are used to dating like men who are like muscular and like masculine, but let's say maybe sometimes you know, on the opposite side of the spectrum, not always, but maybe sometimes they weren't as nurturing. The love was maybe not as conditional, and maybe you felt a bit emotionally neglected in these dynamics that you tend to invest in. But I'm seeing maybe moving forward, you might, you know, even give a different kind of person a chance, like, you know, someone who's different from that, from what you're used to, but maybe you're equally yoked in more practical matters like finances, and like I said, how you see a family, like what you're really looking for when it comes to a love dynamic. Does this person make you feel nurtured, unconditionally, safe, protected, loved? You know, Taurian sort of things, Venusian concepts. Can you talk to this person like a true friend? Can you be vulnerable around them, and vice versa? You know, all of these things and vice versa. You want to be considering and maybe stepping away from more like scorpionic concepts with Scorpio South Node. You know, things like physicality, sexuality, you know, like emotionally tumultuous relationships that might feel good in the short term, like, oh, this is so dramatic and romantic, and you know, they're hot and cold and that's exciting, you know, things like that. I mean, because yeah, let's face it, like you know, when things go up and down, hot and cold, you know, we as humans are programmed to develop this adrenaline rush, and then you get addicted to that adrenaline rush. But in the long run, you know, it could leave you heartbroken and extremely wounded emotionally. So this is something that I think you're going to be overpowering. You're really going to be taking control over your own subconscious, aligning yourself with your own subconscious in a way that is very powerful, and it's ultimately life-changing with the wheel. And I definitely see this happening. So let's delve a little bit more into any shadows that you might need to come to terms with the Scorpio South Node. And some of this is going to resonate. For others of you, it might not. Okay, we have unfazed. Okay, I'm going to be pulling two more. Let's see. We have an offer. Ooh, okay. Okay, and then we have ghosted. Okay, yeah, there's something to do with... Okay, and then at the bottom we have bad karma. This is from the craft. Okay, so I see you guys, there's a bit of a shadow associated with feeling like you can't break away from maybe like your ancestral or family patterns here. When it comes to your shadow, whether it was like financially or romantically, or you know, something to do with just feeling like I'm never going to break out of this conditioning. But this can't be further from the truth, especially moving forward with a nodal shift. This is all about letting go of shadows and stepping into more of a practical energy of diligence, not taking shortcuts. With Taurian energy, it's about steadily growing the right way, and having enough confidence and having enough faith in yourself and the universe to be diligent, to build slowly, like building blocks. Like I'm getting a vision of like bricks, really sturdy bricks being built one by one. But you would be shocked how little by little those bricks end up building a house, or even a mansion, okay? Depending on, what are your dreams? Like, what do you want to build? But starting from square one and allowing yourself to start sooner than later. And breaking free of this maybe even subconscious or unconscious mindset of I can never break free of this scarcity or oppression or whatever it is, like some kind of dynamic that you felt like overpowered, okay, in the dynamic is a strong the strong energy of Scorpio South Node. You're going to be breaking free of that. And also with unfazed, I see some of you guys maybe being able to like shake off haters more easily this year. Like if you have any like negative energies or like Karens or haters or whatever it is, and before in the past maybe you felt a bit sensitive, like, oh my gosh, like why does this always happen, and maybe feeling extra emotional about it. The emotional depths of Scorpio, which can get quite dark. I'm getting this year, you're kind of just unfazed. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna like go do some yoga or like do some skincare or like soak in a bubble bath or maybe even like maybe even like go on like a little shopping spree, okay? Like for some really cool pieces at like a thrift, go thrifting, or maybe even try out a new makeup look, because you're just not gonna let the haters or whatever it is phase you anymore. You're just unfazed. You're like, or anyone, let's say like naysayers, like telling you like you can't do this, like you can't do that, like someone like you is not meant to do this, etc., etc. It's really all just projections, okay, from those people who maybe were conditioned themselves or programmed themselves to have a scarcity mindset and to feel like they have to grasp onto straws. So they're just projecting onto you. And I think this year, especially this year and a half moving forward, a lot of you guys are going to be like completely, like almost completely free of those things. You're going to be having confidence in yourself. We have an offer. So we have this energy of being open to more offers moving forward in the next year and a half, especially bringing in, manifesting more offers to you by being unfazed. It's like if someone tells you like, oh, you can't do that, like you're not good enough, blah, 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 like you're shaking it off, and your confidence is going to grow even more, and you're going to become more skilled, improving yourself, okay, in a more strong way, and also a Venusian way. I see like being graceful in the face of like someone trying to degrade you or like project negativity onto you, like being graceful, not caring, like literally unfazed. And so that energy allows in more abundance, keeping that cool, calm, and collected energy, that grace, treating yourself like the divine feminine or masculine that you are, will bring in more offers, more abundance. And I definitely see that moving forward. And then we have ghosted. So I see something about maybe either others ghosting you or you ghosting other people. I see this energy of you more so, though, especially with Taurus North Node and Scorpio South Node, of coming to terms with the skeletons in your closet, the ghosts, that you've been burying, things like that. Coming to terms with what you need to let go of. Maybe ghosting things that you've already given enough chances, and you're like, no, I'm done. And like not even entertaining those things and ghosting those things. Setting them free is for some reason what I'm getting. So let's pull some more cards here when it comes to final messages. Okay, let's get some final messages. Let's get some final messages for the nodal axis change, or change in nodal axis towards North Node, Scorpio South Node for the year and a half ahead. Okay, we have Akasha. We have your guidance is divinely guided. So yeah, trusting in the universe, which allows you to be unfazed. It's like, I don't really care what you think or what you have been programmed to think or any kind of conditioning that you're trying to project onto me, because I have confidence in myself. And that confidence, or that deep knowing in your heart, like if you even feel any inkling of that, chase it, go towards it, and shake off any haters, any Karens, whatever it is. Because, you know, being unfazed, allowing yourself to remain cool, calm, and collected, like I said, in that divine feminine energy, will bring in abundance. Whether these people, you know, naysayers, people doubting you, projecting onto you their own scarcity mindset, you know, whether they like it or not, you're bringing in more abundance. And you know what? That's, you know, you do you. That's gorgeous. And then we have you're already doing it. Oh my gosh. We have stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Speaking of which, with true north, yeah, North Node going into Taurus. So yeah, this is about, you know, some of you guys, I'm getting maybe a lack of confidence. Like, am I headed in the right direction? Am I really on the right path when I'm pursuing my goals? But I see a lot of offerings coming in, a lot of offers, a lot of abundance, a lot of new opportunities when you have confidence. There's some like really strong theme of confidence here. Okay, bottom, we've got the initiation. We have rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So yeah, this is about finally breaking free of the skeletons in your closet, burning the past. You know, like someone said, there's this quote, a quote that I mentioned earlier. What is it? If you allow yourself to let go of your past, the past will let go of you in turn. So yeah, there's definitely a strong theme of that with Taurus going to North Node, Scorpio, South Node. You're letting go of like scorpionic themes, eighth house, oh my gosh, I'm tongue-tied, 8th house themes. I believe Mercury's in retrograde, maybe that might be why. And then stepping into, you know, Taurian, Venusian, sort of a North Node energy of you know, Venus, abundance, okay? 2nd house themes, which is about security. It's about growing a strong foundation. Okay, let's see, bottom of the deck, what do we got? We have the ever unfolding rose. Oh my gosh, this is so the energy of Taurus here. We have cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. The ever unfolding rose. There's something about roses, okay? Oh my gosh, speaking of which, we have, oh my god, you can't write this. We have these dried roses, pink roses here, and then we have this. So I'm getting this energy of strongly of discovering yourself, okay? It doesn't matter how old you are, or if you feel like, okay, like, you know, time is ticking, I don't have enough time to do this, to pursue that, to try this, to try that. You know, there's a saying in France, even an old saying, where they say women don't truly blossom until age 40. I don't know why that's coming through, especially with these dried roses, and then we have this rose here that says the ever unfolding rose. So it's never too late, okay, to start something new. It's never too late to really discover yourself. Or if you've already discovered yourself in multiple ways, discover yourself in new ways, because, you know, the ever unfolding rose, like, we as humans are complex. We have so many layers to ourselves, so many talents and skills that we have yet to tap into or learn. Also, you know, so many ways to love that maybe you haven't discovered about yourself, like higher octaves of love, you know, of Venus, for example. Pisces is a higher octave of Venus. You know, how compassionate are you capable of being, not just to others, but to yourself, to the world? And how compassionate how much compassionate energy can you also bring in towards yourself as you are being compassionate to others? Because there's something to do also with compassion and love, and not just in the whole like kumbaya, rainbows and butterflies kind of way, type of love and light, but more so like, you know, being compassionate towards yourself, and thus attracting compassion from others, being compassionate to others, and thus spreading the compassion in a really positive way. And let me tell you, like, whatever you're putting out into the universe, there's this boomerang effect of it coming back to you tenfold, but in a really beautiful way. With the ever unfolding rose, I'm getting this vision of like your life, or a lot of people's lives, unfolding and blossoming in a way that it's new, it's brand new, never been done before, okay? in a new way that maybe you've never even imagined for yourself. So this is really beautiful. Okay, so like happy shift in the nodal axis officially into Taurus North Node and Scorpio South Node. We have amazing abundance ahead, finally letting go of shadows and allowing yourself to let go of unhealthy dynamics, and like I said, building a very strong, sturdy foundation for yourself that will stand the test of time. So like, comment, subscribe, share if this video resonated with you guys, and I just want to suggest for you to hit that notification bell if you want to be recommended more videos like this one. So I hope this was insightful, helpful, and entertaining at least. So I'll see you guys later. Love and light.